Welcome to this week's Talk About Evangelism Tuesday, where each week we take a look at a key aspect of evangelism by exploring biblical foundations, practical strategies, and real-world applications that strengthen our witness. Today's topic, the importance of evangelism, is designed to challenge your perspective, sharpen your approach, and encourage you to engage the world with clarity, with compassion, and with conviction. So let us explore the importance of evangelism. And why should we go? Well, here's the short answer. Because someone is waiting for us. In Matthew, the 28th chapter, verses 19 through 20, we're commanded to go therefore and make disciples of all nations. Evangelism is God's mission for us. And the Great Commission wasn't just a suggestion. It was Jesus' final instructions. It reveals something essential about God. He is always reaching. From Genesis to Revelation, God is the one who seeks the lost, calls the wandering, and welcomes the broken. Evangelism isn't just a church program. It's participation in the mission of God. If we claim to follow Jesus, then we must care about what he cares about. And he cares deeply about people who do not yet know him. We don't have to be experts. We just have to be obedient. Because many believers hesitate because they feel unqualified. But Jesus didn't just say, go once you feel ready. He said, go, and I'm with you always. You see, the power is not in us, but it is in the presence of God. The early disciples were ordinary people, fishermen, tax collectors, doubters, and former failures. Yet God used them to turn the world upside down because they simply obeyed. Evangelism is not about having all the answers, but it is about pointing others to the one who does. When we see that, we know that evangelism should be taken as urgency. Why? Because eternity is real. Every person you meet has an eternal destiny. Now that should stir something in us. Not fear, but compassion. Not guilt, but urgency. Remember, someone shared the gospel with us. Someone prayed for us. Someone cared enough to speak to us. Now, shouldn't we carry that same responsibility and privilege? There are people in our lives, family, co-workers, neighbors, who will never hear the hope of Christ unless it comes through us. Evangelism does happen through everyday faithfulness. It isn't always a sermon. Sometimes it's a conversation. Sometimes it's an invitation. And sometimes it's just a simple act of love and kindness that opens the hearts of those whom we speak to. We don't need a microphone. We need willingness. We don't need a stage. We need compassion. We don't need perfection. We simply need availability. Because God does the saving when we do the sowing. Evangelism is worth it because it changes lives. When one person meets Jesus, everything changes. Their identity, their purpose, their future, and yes, their eternity. Heaven rejoices over one sinner who repents. If heaven celebrates evangelism, the church should too. Imagine the joy of seeing someone in eternity who says, I'm here because you told me about Jesus. Now that is the greatest legacy that a believer can leave. Let me conclude that we should go because someone is waiting. Jesus' command is still echoing today. Go. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, but go now. And when we go, we should go with boldness. We should go with love. We should go because someone is waiting for the hope that we carry. Now may we be a people that doesn't just gather together, but that we go together. May we be a people who just doesn't worship together, but we witness together. May we be a people that not just receives the gospel, but also shares the gospel. I want to thank you for joining me for this week's Talk About Evangelism Tuesday. As you go forward, remember the harvest is plentiful and your voice does matter. So continue to share the gospel with courage, extend Christ's love with sincerity, and point others to Him every opportunity that you are given. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.